What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me for another episode of Let's Lift. Let's Lift is a series that I've created. It's a play on Let's Plays, which you may know the Nerd Parade channel for if you've watched Nerd Parade videos in the past. But Let's Lift is a play on Let's Play, and it's a way for me to share another passion in my life, which is fitness, weightlifting, and exercise to you guys here through the channel. So this is a guide for gamers, by gamers essentially, to getting healthy or getting fit. So I will be your guide. I am Nick. This is Nerd Parade. And do me a favor while we're at it, hit that subscribe button for me and ding the bell so you get notified for all Nerd Parade videos. And this Let's Lift series is going to be a tips, tricks, and kind of gym hacks video for you guys that may be new to the gym, looking to get into it, or maybe looking for a little way to spice things up or the appropriate way to do exercises. I'm going to show you that to the best of my abilities. Now, the Let's Lift series takes place right here in my Nerd Parade Gym Raj, which is 2 parts garage, 1 part gym, and it goes right alongside my workouts. Since I've started the Let's Lift series, I've been running a new program for myself, and this program is called Super Shredded 8. It's by Dr. Jim Stefani, and we are now currently on day 3 of it. So the tips, tricks, and hacks that we're going to be talking about today, since this runs in tandem while I'm doing my workout, is going to be a really exciting day for me because this is one of my favorite exercise days, and it's back and biceps. That's right, we're going to do back and biceps today, and I'm really excited for it. So we are going to see what's on our docket, and the Super Shredded 8 program, like in the previous Let's Play episodes, we're on episode 3 now if you've been watching, it tackles supersets. So what I'm going to do is, as I do my workout, I'm going to go over some tips and tricks for exercises that may be confusing or some exercises that may be new for you, and show you either modifications that you can do or the proper way to do it, or maybe show you some mind-blowing techniques that you had never heard of or seen before and talk about their effectiveness. So when doing back and biceps, it's very common to pair those muscle groups together because they function well in tandem. Kind of like pairing shoulders and chest together, like our very first episode of Let's Lift. Shoulders, chest, and triceps, those are commonly paired together as well. When you're doing the bench press motion, you're activating your front deltoid quite a bit, as well as your chest, and you're activating your triceps. So it's very, very common to pair those exercises together. Well, when you're doing your back movements, it's very common to utilize your bicep muscles as well. So when doing back and biceps, you want to make sure that you start with back first. This is important because your back is a larger muscle than your biceps. All things considered proportional-wise, small, tiny, back, big, massive. So you want to make sure that you use your back muscles first, and you're kind of warming up your biceps at the same time. And you want to make sure that you can pull the most weight with your back muscles before exhausting your arm muscles. So if you start doing your curls first in the beginning of your exercise, you're going to kind of pre-exhaust your arms, and your back is going to suffer for it because your arms are going to give out in the pulling motions before your back can be fully taxed or utilized. So that's why we do back first on back and bicep day. So my first exercise on my program is going to be bent over barbell rows, and then reverse grip bent over barbell rows. I'm going to show you how to do it. I don't have a lot of space in my Nerd Parade Gym Raj, so this exercise is commonly done with an Olympic bar. But if you've watched any previous episodes of Let's Lift, you know that I like the easy bar, aka the wavy bar, and I like to utilize that not only for its space-saving features, but because of its waviness, which is nice and easy on the old wrists. All right, so we have the barbell bent over row, and the modification I'm making is we're doing this with the easy or wavy bar, and we're just adding a little bit of extra weight to it. A standard Olympic barbell weighs 45 pounds. This standard easy bar weighs 15. So what we have on here is 245s and 225s for a grand total of, math is hard, 140 pounds plus 15, 155 for our back. You'll get slowly better at math the more bodybuilding you do. So I've just completed my 3 sets, my 3 supersets, and I'm going to show you the way that I use the wavy bar with my bent over rows. So what I have here in front of me is just your standard flat weight bench. I like to put this on here because I don't want to overextend my back by bending down to pick up the weight. So I have to go a lot less far down with bend over motion, and I even have my little weight belt on to protect my lower back. So the heavier weight that you utilize in this type of exercise, the more precautions you want to take, and you don't want to get into a situation where you screw up your back, because that's going to put you out of the gym for quite some time. So be careful, be safe, but let me show you the exercise. So the first way that we're going to do this is with our grip in front of us. So we're going to pull back, and then we're going to turn it around and superset it, and then pull it like into kind of our stomach. So this one, we're going to be pulling up, kind of following our legs. The second one, we're going to pull it up, following our legs again, but like kind of into our stomachs more. So I like the way that my hands fit on the easy bar right here for the different types of motions that we're going to do. Again, I'm just a fan of the easy bar. You don't have to be. You can use the Olympic bar. It's totally fine. I just like this because it fits in the space that I have and it works very well. So we're going to do our front grip and do our bent over rows. Okay, and then we're going to flip our grip around. This is part of the superset, and we're going to do it kind of the same method into our stomach. And those are two extremely useful and handy hacks that I like to use when I'm doing my bent over rows. As my workout today continues, we're going to go over our next section of tips, tricks, or hacks. And if you've seen any of the previous Let's Lift episodes, you may have heard me talk about grips or straps or something of that nature. And I like to use them when I'm doing back exercises. And the reason why is because my grip, or my forearm, for example, the muscles in my forearms and my arms will give out well before my back muscles will. So I'll feel the fatigue in my forearms way before I feel like my back has been properly worked out. So I like to use grips. Now, any standard grips will work. I like these because they're very versatile. These are called Versa grips. And I think it's Versa because they're so versatile, but they basically strap onto me like so, and they have an opposing strap. So you grab this strap, you wrap it around the bar, there we go. The bar goes in here, and it opposes your grip. This will allow you to more or less minimize / take out completely the forearms from the equation of your exercise, so you can do the movements until your proper muscle group gives out. In this case, the back, or with the exercise that I'm going to show you now, is we're working on shrugs. Now, in the previous episode, the episode right before this one of Let's Lift, the leg day episode, where we talked about squats, deadlifts, and front squats, we used a really handy tool, something I really like, and I would suggest you give it a try too. It's called the hex bar, and that's what I have behind me. This hex bar, which I'm going to roll backwards a little bit, this hex bar is a perfect tool for shrugs. So shrugs are part of today's exercise. Since we're working our back, we're also going to be working our traps here. And to really overload our traps before our grip gives out, we're going to wear these grips. I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to wrap like so. Again, wrap it on the other side of the bar. So I have something that's opposing my grip. And then we do this properly. Don't hurt your lower back. You're going to lose half your reps to lower back pain if you don't lift this up properly. Sit. Okay, and then now we're going to do our shrugs. So my forearms are fine. These grips allow me to take so much stress off my forearms that I can go and shrug and shrug and shrug until my traps give out, not my forearms. This is a neutral grip position for your traps. You can do in front of you. It's hard to mimic that right now with this in my hands, but you can do in front of you and behind you to hit different sections of your traps. But I really like this hex bar. It works perfectly, and it mimics the feeling of dumbbells on each side of your body in a neutral grip position. So what to take away from that is use your grips to remove your forearms from the equation and tax your muscles that you're targeting for the exercise, back, traps, so on and so forth. These are a great tool to assist you. As I progress deeper into my workout, which you could probably tell because my shirt is getting progressively wetter and wetter, our next tip, trick, or hack is going to come in the form of biceps. Now, biceps are an exceptional muscle that have two heads. That's right, you come here for the tips, but the dad jokes are free. The bicep has two heads. So you have your short head, which is on the inside, and you have your long head, which is on the outside. That long head is what gives the bicep its peak. So long head is what you'll see a lot of people really working on in the gym because they want that glamorous pop in their shirt. Now, one trick that I'm going to show you right now is this hack involves the bicep, but there's another muscle that's hanging around the bicep area, and it's right here. Right here above your elbow, this is called the brachialis. Now, this little dude gets taxed when you're doing a bicep motion. So as you extend all the way down and you curl all the way up, this little brachialis guy gets pretty worn out. He's a very tiny baby small muscle and he doesn't have a lot of stamina. So this technique or trick that I'm going to show you is, I feel like, largely underappreciated in the gym, and I think it'll go a long way to help you. And this is the seated barbell, or in my case, you know me, I like the easy bar, the seated barbell or easy bar curl. So we are seated. I'm sitting on this bench, and I've just performed this exercise, so I'm a little gassed, so forgive me if I can't do that many, but we are going to curl this up. This is one. So you're bringing this down to your legs, which is at about 90 degrees because you're in a seated position, and this is where you stop. You stop kind of at this motion. This completely eliminates that brachialis. It's going to not get taxed, so feel free to go pretty heavy here with your seated curls. I'm gonna put my legs up on a dumbbell here so you can kind of see. So this is my stop position where I'm at now. 1, that's it. 2, you are overloading your short head, or if you take a closer grip, you're going to target more on the long head. If you have a more neutral grip, which like what I had, about like so, more neutral grip, this is going to tax both your short head and your long head, but kind of focus more on your short head. Anyway, long story short, you're hitting here and here, and you're taking your brachialis out of the equation. Boom. Boom. Do this to overload your biceps. Do this as your first exercise of biceps. So after you've worked out your back and before you do multiple different bicep exercises, do your heaviest bicep exercise first, the one you can pull the most weight on. Since this one takes the brachialis out of the equation, you could put up some pretty big numbers, and the range of motion is basically a 90 degree. So pull some heavy weight on this and thank me when you have sleeve busting biceps. Well guys, I have just finished my workout, and this is going to do it for today's version of Let's Lift. I hope these videos thus far have been very informative and helpful to you, and maybe even serve as a form of motivation so that you can live a healthier lifestyle. Gamers can be fit as well. Gamers can be buff. I'm a living example. I'm a hardcore gamer. I love it, and I just love as equally as much getting my hardcore fit on. So thank you so much for coming to hang with us here in these Let's Lift episodes. And thank you for watching on the Nerd Parade channel. Whether it be a Let's Play or a Let's Lift, please make sure that you subscribe. Also, ding that bell icon for me so that you get notified of all Nerd Parade goodness. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang. If you did work out today, make sure you drink your protein afterwards, and we will catch you in the next episode of Let's Plays or Let's Lifts. Later.